What am I supposed to say? Are you going to say it or am I going to say it?
We're both going to say it.
Was that Holly?
That was Holly. She said it's just me.
Okay.
Okay. We're live.
Okay, hi. We're live.
And we're in 360 degrees,
So everybody walk around with your phone.
Yeah, just
go like this.
around,
and
look
you
at the
can
ceiling.
see our warehouse.
All of that stuff. Here, you talk to them for just a second, and I am going to share this.
Okay. Hello. I'm talking to you for a second. We have talking points written down today. And I will start with the first one, which is, yay, a giveaway. We are doing a giveaway on September 10th with Fox Hill Kitchen and Alterna Sweets. And it should be awesome. So...
You want to tell them about Fox Hill Kitchens and Alternative Sweets?
Fox Hill's Kitchen. It's our awesome friend from Vermont. Her name is Julie, and she's such a sweet lady, and her daughter. And they make yummy, yummy bread. And we had it at Holly's daughter's wedding. And, well, anyway, we had it a lot of times. We had it for Thanksgiving last year with stuffing, and we had... I don't know, we've had it lots of times. The first time we tasted it was at Keto Fest.
Yeah, 2017.
Last year, and they made grilled cheese sandwiches. It was the first time I'd had a bread on keto, and it was so delicious. We put butter on it and grilled it all up on with delicious cheese. And they did the same thing this year at Keto Fest, and it was still delicious. So yeah, we love Fox Hill's Kitchen. Alterna Sweets ketchup. Well, I guess they're not called ketchup. Alterna Sweets has two different ketchups and a barbecue sauce, and they have a spicy ketchup and just a regular tomato sauce ketchup, and then they have barbecue sauce. It's really good, and it's made with really good ingredients too, and it's sweetened with stevia. But anyway, it's really good, and they're great people too. They're so awesome. So you should try it if you haven't, and make sure to sign up for our giveaway. It'll be on the 10th at midnight. We'll start it, and it'll go for 3 days.
Yeah.
So sign up and like all the things and all the people and everything, and it'll be awesome.
Well, this last weekend when we went camping, we actually had Alterna Sweets ketchup. Mm-hmm. We only had a little bit of it left though, and then we also had Fox Hill's bread. So we had all three things that were. Oh yeah,
we made garlic bread with butter on the cast iron, not the cast iron.
We only had a little bit of the griddle.
The griddle, it was so good. The camp chef griddle.
That's right.
And I decided I just want one of those in my house because it cooks so good.
And
I really like it.
So I'm trying to get the link still to get to. There it is. That's the one.
One more thing we wanted to say is we decided to sell the Sample the New Things bundle, the original packet, without the peanut butter sample because we do not have it available yet. So if you want to get the sample bundle, we've adjusted the price, and it's sad that there's not a peanut butter in it, but it's there if you want to grab it.
And I'm really looking forward to why didn't it have peanut butter? Why did you charge me so much for it not having peanut butter? And it says on the thing that we took the price down.
Yeah, we changed the price.
To take into account that it doesn't have the peanut butter, but...
It's still sad.
It is still sad, because it's really good.
Because peanut butter is the best.
Yep. So, but it'll just happen. People will ask. And it's always a toss-up to try and get relevant information on the page without overwhelming people. Because you can only make so many things giant, bold text in red before they just, whatever.
So that's that. Something else that's cool that we've told lots of people lots of times is about acacia gum is our fiber for Keto Chow, and we really like it. Are we live from everywhere?
Well, yeah, we've been live. Okay, so I put it on a bunch of different places. I can put it on Reddit this time, which I forgot last time. Johnny Rockets had to post it.
Hello, Reddit people.
I'm also recording this one so I can put it on YouTube because Johnny likes to watch it on
He's our friend.
TV. Yeah. Although, I don't know how he's going to watch this one on a big TV because it's in 360 and it looks really weird.
So tell us if you hate it and we won't do it again.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, though. I was assuming that we would have, like, a bunch of workers here doing stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're done for the day.
They are done for the day, but anyway. So, yeah. anyway, let's
Acacia
see.
gum. We were talking about acacia
Oh,
gum.
acacia gum. So we want to do an ingredient highlight. So we use acacia gum in Keto Chow for the fiber source. It does a couple of really cool things. First off, it acts as an emulsifier. When we tell people that Keto Chow you can either mix with, here, I'll sit closer. So
Our chairs won't go closer.
they won't go closer.
The feet are in the way.
Oh my gosh. There we go. Anyway, when we tell people that they can use avocado oil and heavy cream or heavy cream, they're always like, avocado oil, that sounds kind of gross.
But it's good.
And because they think that it's going to get a layer on the top. Like it's going
Or
to separate.
separating by density is what our daughters would say.
Yes. So, but it doesn't do that because of the acacia gum. The acacia gum holds it in solution. It keeps everything nicely mixed. You don't have to worry about any of that. So that's the first thing it does. It acts as a fiber, which is really good for your gut bacteria. But it's also a soluble fiber, which means it dissolves in water. So the acacia gum, it doesn't give you a grittiness. In the past, we used to use psyllium husk powder, which is actually pretty good. That's somewhat soluble fiber, but also some insoluble fiber, meaning it'll never dissolve. And that did leave a grittiness. It also made it so that you had to shake it up and then wait 5 minutes and then shake it up again. Because if you didn't shake it up the second time, you ended up with like a little layer of gross stuff on the bottom. So, yeah. So we switched to acacia gum, and the change to Keto Chow being melted ice cream was complete.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
It's yummy.
That was version 1.5, in case anybody's keeping track. But also, acacia gum has a lot of really cool benefits for your gut. It's used by IBS patients to strengthen their gut barrier, to functionally help out with IBS, and people with Crohn's disease and stuff like that, because your gut bacteria really likes acacia gum. And it breaks it down into butyrate, acetate, and I don't remember which other. It breaks it into short-chain fatty acids. And your gut lining, the cilia? Is it the cilium? No, cilia. I think it's cilia. My mom and I had an argument about this once, and I won, but now I can't remember what it is. So I'm pretty sure it's cilia.
Ask the Google.
Because cilia is one, and villi is a different one. Okay, cilia is the stuff in your lungs, I think. I'm going to have to look this up. And I think villi is the... Oh, man.
Something awesome inside your body that works really cool.
Your gut lining, we'll just leave it at that, loves short-chain fatty acids. That is its preferred energy source. And it gets that from bacteria breaking down fiber. It's actually the same thing that cows live off of. If you've been paying attention to us for any length of time, you'll know that we absolutely adore the work of Dr. Peter Ballerstedt with grass-based health.
Awesome.
And he likes to say that that ruminants, which cows are one of them, they produce fermented food. And ruminants don't actually eat grass. What they eat is the bacteria that breaks down the grass. And that bacteria is creating short-chain fatty acids. It's creating proteins and other stuff. I don't think we actually consume the bacteria that's in our gut. We might. I don't know that. Wow, I'm going to have to look that up.
We got a lot of stuff to do.
I know, right? But we do take in the short-chain fatty acids. It doesn't even hit your bloodstream. It goes right to to your gut lining and just makes it happy and healthy. So reduces gut permeability and other things like that, so you don't get leaky gut. So acacia gum is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It does show up as a total carbohydrate, but it's not contributing to any sort of a glucose load on your system. In fact, it's actually turning into short chain fats in your gut. So it's 2 thumbs up.
4 thumbs up.
So that's our ingredient highlight. Miriam She thought that this is kind of a weird time. She's going on a trip without me.
Sadly.
Yeah. Not that I'm bitter about it.
Not even a little.
No. I was kind of upset on Monday, but I'm fine with
He's
it
not
now.
really upset.
It's because I didn't know what was going on. I was like,
wants to know
just going to have to take care of the kid. Yes. We like to have things planned out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's going on a trip, and I'll be taking care of the kids and everything. And so we decided we would do the Facebook Live now, and I wanted to do it in 360 just for kicks and giggles. Mostly to show Keto Connect how cool we were.
We're cool. I mean, techie. We're techie.
There you go. Anyway, so we wanted to do this now, but Miriam figured that there might not be a lot of people on who would join the Facebook Live. And we got Abby Brooks. Hi, Abby, by the way, if you're still on. She mentioned that the Fox Hills croutons were amazing.
They're so good. And they last a long time.
Yeah. So if being that we don't have a lot of people on, Miriam has a bunch of... She had me go through the Keto Chow Facebook support group, or Keto Chow support Facebook group. I think is what it's called.
Facebook's...
Yeah, I think it's Keto Chow support Facebook group. Anyway, to look for questions that people had, and we'll just talk about those. If you do have other questions, please go ahead and comment on this video. Last week we went through and
commented after.
Yeah,
it worked well.
Cleaned up all the comments and answered people's questions even after the fact. So, first question we had, somebody asked, how long is Keto Chow good for after it's mixed up? So that kind of depends. I usually say up to 6 days. It depends on what you're mixing it with. If you're using avocado oil, it tends to last longer because, well, avocado oil doesn't go bad. Now, you can't just mix up Keto Chow and leave it on your desk for 2 days.
No, it'll go bad real fast.
And that's because of the protein. If you've ever just mixed up a protein shake, it's notorious for smelling really, really bad after a day, especially in your car. And Keto Chow is no exception. You mix up the protein with water, whether it has heavy cream or not.
Don't let it sit.
Yeah, don't leave it in your car. And if you do leave it in your car,
that's sad for you.
Yeah, a lot of people say open it underwater. Other people say just throw it away because it can be pretty gross. So, anyway, yeah. So after they're mixed up, they're good for at least 6 days. It helps if you have just opened heavy cream. You know, it's like first time you've taken the lid off. Sometimes those will last 8 days before they start to go weird, but 6 days is pretty
good.
Yeah, and yours, you have some from last week.
I have some from last week. I'm still drinking.
They're getting a little
close.
old. Yeah,
I'm gonna drink them real fast.
Well, that's because you did them with avocado oil. So
I did half and half.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Not half and half. Half heavy cream, half avocado oil.
Say that too. That actually brings us to our next question. Somebody asked, can you mix up Keto Chow with with almond milk? And then someone asked, can you use avocado and heavy whipping cream, or can you just use heavy avocado or heavy whipping cream?
You can do both.
So, here, you answer the question about avocado versus heavy whipping cream.
Okay, so a heavy whipping cream has more fat. You answer. It doesn't have more fat.
Actually, it has less fat. It has more water.
It has more carbs.
It has more carbs, that's right.
That's what I meant to say.
And it also, some people can't tolerate it very well.
Yes.
But it tastes delicious.
I like avocado oil because I get higher ketones.
Yeah.
So I do half and half because it's better on my stomach. I just like it better.
Now, interestingly enough, you don't use, well, let's say that you normally, we'll make the math real easy. You normally use 100 milliliters of heavy whipping cream, because that's what Miriam uses. Well, that's easy. You wouldn't use 50 milliliters of heavy cream and 50 milliliters of avocado oil, because avocado oil has twice as many calories per whatever compared to heavy cream. So In this case, you
I
use...
use 25 milliliters of avocado oil, 50 milliliters of heavy cream.
Yeah.
Because that's dialed into what I need. Which we used on the Keto Chow nutrition calculator, and figured it all out. It's 1,600 calories for 3 meals a day.
Yep. Whereas I use 4 ounces of heavy cream, which is 118
Not very much.
or something like that. And then I add a tablespoon of MCT oil to each of mine. And that's just, I use the MCT oil because my body's used to it. Some people ask, do you have to use MCT oil? No, you don't. Can you use MCT oil? Absolutely. How do you figure out how much MCT oil to use? Well, number one, don't use more than a tablespoon, which is 15 milliliters
You'll
a shake.
be sorry.
You will be very sorry. I've done that on purpose, and it was not fun. But in the Keto Chow nutrition calculator, there's a slider that goes in between heavy cream and avocado oil. You can put it right in the middle if you want. You can put it over on the side, and it'll tell you how much oil to use versus how much heavy cream to use. And whether you use avocado oil or MCT oil or olive oil or whatever, oil has pretty much the same amount of calories per milliliter or per ounce or per whatever, regardless of which kind it is. So if it says to use 75, that's a lot. If it says to use 50 milliliters of avocado oil, you could use 35 of avocado oil and 15 of MCT, and you would together get the 50.
Yeah.
So,
and the more oil you use, the more chances you're going to get diarrhea.
It's true.
So if you only have it for
first.
1 meal a day, and then you eat, regular keto foods, you're going to probably be fine if you have all oil. But if you have it for 3 meals a day, you might get diarrhea if you only use oil.
Yep.
It's just, if that's what how your body works.
Or if you don't tolerate heavy cream very well, going all oil will sometimes work wonders. It'll be just great.
Yeah.
So,
well, just be whatever your body can tolerate.
Yep. So, anyway, so can you mix it with almond milk? Somebody asked that. We get that question pretty often.
Lots of people do it.
And it's it depends on what you're trying to do. So some people want to mix it with almond milk because they're getting all their fat calories from somewhere else. They're doing fat bombs, or
they're using it as a regular protein shake.
Yeah, they're just trying to get their protein and their vitamins and their minerals.
Or they're maintaining and they're not trying to lose weight.
Yeah. Some people use Keto Chow with almond milk. Now, let me catch that. Unsweetened almond milk. Unsweetened. Because otherwise you get a lot of sugar in there with regular almond milk. I'm just checking to see if there are any comments. Nope. Anyway, so with unsweetened almond milk, a lot of people will do that in order to do protein-sparing modified fasting, PSMF. That's where you basically go into a fasted state where you're just getting protein. In this case, you're also getting vitamins and such. Works really well for that. Some people use it to blast through plateaus. But if you are wanting to use almond milk with Keto Chow because you're afraid of fat, you're going to have a very difficult time with a ketogenic diet. Because you can mix it with almond milk, but you end up with hardly any calories at all. 14 fluid ounces or so of almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, is maybe like 40 or 50 calories. You mix that with the 130 calories, mostly protein from Keto Chow, and you're under 200 calories. And that's fine for a protein shake. It's not fine for a meal. Not if you don't want to be hungry.
So it depends on what you're using it for.
Yeah. And that's somebody actually jumped in and answered that question before I even could. And they said, well, it depends on what you want to do, which is really the case. So, next question. Keto Chow popsicles. Can you freeze it into popsicles? Yes, you can.
My kids like them.
It works really well.
They think they're real popsicles.
Yeah, they do. And they taste really good, too, especially the orange cream.
They're like ice cream popsicles.
Yeah.
They're not like popsicles.
Well, it depends on what fat source you use. I used heavy cream on a bunch of them, and it tastes like a creamsicle.
I bet if you used the oil, it would taste more popsicle-y. But still, it'd be more creamy because it's a milk protein base.
Yeah. And, well, going back to the whole avocado oil thing and all of that, because of the... What was that?
I don't know.
Are we still on? Hold on a second. You can still hear us. Let me.
You're in timeout, camera.
Yeah, you're in timeout. Oops. So, in fact, I think the post office here is here.
Go check.
Yeah. Do you want to? Okay. This is so much fun. Apparently, the camera has a finite lifespan. Well, there's it is from my webcam. This is just a really fun. Oh, it's hi. I wonder. The post office is not here. That's just Maddie with her truck. Let's see if I can switch it back to the 360 camera. Hey, it worked. Haha.
Now you can see Maddie.
Say hi, Maddie.
Hi. Isn't she cute?
Anyhow, so popsicles. Yeah, so it depends on if you mix it up with avocado oil. The acacia gum keeps it from separating, and so that I guess I just need to try it. When we got all the samples for all of the 18 flavors in, we had to mix up. Well, it was 17 flavors rather, because we don't have the chocolate peanut butter. You talked about that, right?
Yeah.
It's on the list.
Yeah, probably don't have to have their samples.
Anyway, so we had to mix up 17 blender bottles, and for that week when people walk in, we come in to buy stuff in our storefront. We're like, hey, do you want to try a flavor? They're like, oh, which one? We're like, all of them.
Yeah, we have them all.
them all. Well, they were gonna go bad before we were gonna be able to drink them, so I just started freezing them. I had a optical thing. I made
we have a link on that cool popsicle holders.
Yeah, if you search for Keto Chow Pops, there's a recipe where I list the popsicle mold we used. It's steel.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's super cute.
You just use the wooden. So yeah, you can make pops. You can also make ice cream. Miriam's been talking to a lady who killing it keto.
Yeah, Rachel Gregory.
Yeah, Rachel Gregory. And we sent her some keto to try out, and she set up with heavy cream and ice.
Might be used that we were just talking about a second ago.
Almond milk,
I think.
Well, because she just ran it with ice in a blender.
Yeah.
And that it was fantastic.
Soft serve ice cream. They've made it to an ice cream maker, and you just eat it right then. It's delicious.
Yeah. So.
Hey, makes it all the time.
Yeah. So you can do that, and yeah. Our last question that we had prepared ahead of time. Still no comments. Weird. It's like the worst time of day.
It's the worst time of day.
The last one that we have is how long do you have to have it mixed before you can consume? You have to mix overnight. You have to that sort of stuff. So back in time, did it do it again? Did it again? I wonder. That'll actually be pretty awesome.
Hopefully it doesn't make me fat.
Yeah.
I mean fat or fat faced. I don't want a fat face.
You're not fat.
Maddie, you're so nice.
So anyway, we're still talking. Mix and set overnight. You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
How long do you have to have it?
We actually used to have you it overnight and then leave it overnight because then the vitamin tastes would go away and it would mix all together and it just would be all smooth. Powdered milk. So if you let it sit overnight, it kind of went all together and then it tastes like regular milk. That's what I like it to at least. But now that we've got the new protein, the new stuff, you don't really have to let it sit anymore. I still prefer to put it in the fridge so it can get cold, but you can drink it right away.
Yeah.
But if you do wait just a little bit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time, and it tastes a little bit better.
I always say a minimum of 5 minutes 30 minutes is better. It'll thicken up overnight, and the flavor will change
It does
somewhat.
thicken up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let's do that out of apples. And then, of course, with chicken soup, you don't. Straight in. So, yeah.
All right. So this keeps shutting down, so we're probably going to cut it
Yeah,
off.
we're out.
Anyway.
Real quick, I just wanted to say what we'll do is a live next Tuesday at 7:30 from our house.
7:30. It'll be 6:30 Pacific. It'll be 8:30 Central, and it'll be 9:30 p.m. For all you people in Greenwich. I don't know.
You don't really know.
I think it's 6.
So, if you guys can think of any questions you want to look up or answer, then go ahead and throw them our way. See if we can find some answers for you, and or if you want to ask us anything random, it's fine. So, 7:30 p.m. next Tuesday.
All right.
When people can be here.
All right.
Thank you.
See you later.
Have a good day.